Yo, what's good? Welcome to Smash Talk. It's a new season. It's your boy Rolan Biuntz back once again. How's everybody doing? I know it's been a while, but you know what? I'm back now. So before we start, let me tell you, the show is unofficially sponsored by today Seagram's Gin. Mix this with a little orange juice. You know how that goes, the old Snoop Dogg gin and juice. And what's on your mind, people? What do you want to talk about? Well, I know what I want to talk about first. I had a whole show to talk about. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like I had a whole show to talk about, and then sweet dear brother Noomsy said something to me this morning that kind of been eating at my mind all day. So then I was like, okay, you know what? Let me just stream in on this right now. So right now, I want to talk about the whole Will and Jada thing because that's just been on everybody's lips for the past couple of days. I at work on the radio, I hear them talking about it, and I'm like, wow, this is some bullshit now. So I'm gonna chime in and give my opinion on it for a minute. Um, Let me first say I don't really have a problem with Will Smith. I'm not a big fan of his, not really a big fan of Jada either. But what I will say is that it's kind of crazy how you keep your whole life quiet. I mean, out they've tried their whole life, their whole relationship to try to keep everything out of the news, whatever's going on. I mean, we know a little bit of stuff that leaked out. You know what I'm saying? Willow was like 17. She was laid up with a 24-year-old dude that was her boyfriend. Apparently, Jaden liked wearing dresses. You know, things like that we know about. But like them two personally, we ain't really know too much about it. And then it's like out of the clear blue, here she comes talking about, well, before the whole Chris Rock incident, me and Will were separated for like 7 years. Okay, so what kills me with that is if it was like 7 years y'all separated, then what the hell made this man go up on stage in front of everybody in America and smack the shit out of Chris Rock? Like that, I still don't understand. We'll never understand that as long as I'm still alive. Like this man has to publicly come out and explain what the hell you was doing. Like you were separated from this chick for like 7 years. So unless she got like Wonder Woman pussy, I have no idea what the hell was on this man's mind. Now, what made me now want to say something about this once, like I said, once dear sweet brother Nimsy brought it up, what made me now want to talk about it is because now it seems she wants to come out and tell the world, yeah, we were separated for like 7 years, and now you have a whole book coming out. So it's like you want to be on some whole publicity shit while Will is like quietly somewhere trying to stay out of the public eye right now. And I hear you come with this, I got a book coming out and it's going to be a tell-all and this, that, and third. The problem I have with that is that we don't know what kind of shit is going to be in that book. Now, you're saying it's a tell-all, but we don't know if it's a tell-all or if it's just like an angry ex-wife wanting to be mad now and saying some shit. I mean, she could say anything in that book, and quite frankly, they've been together for like 20 some years. So no matter what she says, we might want to deny it when we first hear it, but deep down in your brain and that syntax right there, back there in the back, you're like, well, they've been together for 20 some years. She know all Will freaky shit, all the shit Will got in the closet and all of that. Like she could come out and be like, Will suck dick. And niggas be like, nah, Will Smith don't suck dick. But then in the back of your mind, you're like, well, they've been together for like 20 years. You never know. Like, shit, she knows shit about Will we don't know. So it becomes an issue now. It's just like, so now out of the clear blue, like, why? My whole thing is like, why do you feel the need that you need to do this? Like, why do you feel the need that you need to make a tell-all book now and all of this going through a divorce after y'all been separated 7 years and this, that, and third? This man apparently still has feelings for you because he smacked the shit out of Chris Rock on national television just for calling you G.I. Jane. Now, don't get me wrong. As a comedian, as an up-and-coming comedian, I thought that shit was funny because this is what comedians do. Comedians just, they take a situation, they pick on it, and they try their best to get a laugh out of it. And now, if you take it seriously, something really wrong with you. I mean, seriously, like, as a comedian, why the fuck are you going to take anything a comedian says seriously like that? Like, what the fuck? Now, I know a lot of people would probably be like, well, he's making fun of her, and she has a real serious condition, alopecia. Yes, I know what alopecia is. I used to date a woman. My ex-wife had alopecia, so it's not like I don't know what the hell is going on with that. Okay, the problem again is if you are sensitive about something like that, then maybe you should not come out the house looking like Dr. Evil's twin sister. Put on a wig or some shit. You know what I'm saying? This way, nobody got to make a joke about you. Because, I mean, quite frankly, I thought the shit was hilarious. She said she looked like G.I. Jane, like the black G.I. Jane. That shit was hilarious. I mean, shit. Did you ever see the movie? I mean, quite frankly, Demi Moore has a giant head that should not be shaved. I'm just telling you that shit right now. I saw the movie a couple of times. So, just in general, it's like the man is trying to show you that he cared and that he still wants to be around. And now here you come with this, oh, well, we've been separated for 7 years, and now I'm going to have a book that's going to tell everything, and this, that, and the third, and it's my memoirs, and this, that, and the third. Plus, the other problem that I also have with her is, like, you already made Will look like a bitch once when you came out in public talking about you are in love with Tupac, you still love Tupac, and this, that, and the third, and you wish Tupac was still alive. But you are married to Will Smith. Why would you publicly say some shit like that? I don't understand what the fuck is wrong with people. Like, some people just don't think about the shit they do before they do it, and then want to turn around and play the fucking victim when shit blows the fuck up. So now it's like, this man ain't saying nothing. He's somewhere out of the country trying to get his shit together. Last thing I heard about Will Smith is like that nigga was in Namibia or some shit like that, trying to get his shit together. And now here you come with the, oh, well, I don't understand. We were separated for 7 years and this, that, and the third. And Chris Rock tried to holler at me, and he tried to beat up Tommy Davidson because Tommy Davidson tried to holler at me. This is all shit that came out of her mouth. And I mean, recently, I did not watch the interview that was on TV on Sunday because I just felt like, fuck it, I had better things to do. So I don't understand it. I don't understand. Like I said, it was something that I really wasn't trying to touch on, but it just seems like it's a big issue right now. So I'm going to put my 2 cents in. And everybody know me. I'm going to say what I got to say, how I want to say it. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck. You can disagree with me, and I actually like if you do disagree with me because it gives me something else to talk about. But the simple fact of the matter is they both got issues. Something's wrong with the both of them, but for the simple fact that they've kept everything private, and now all of a sudden she's going to come with her side of the story, unless Will is going to say something to dispute whatever dirty facts that she might want to drop about him. We're going to in the back of our mind believe that might be kind of true. Shit, they got 2 kids together, and they raised the motherfuckers from babies. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like she had a kid and then they had a kid together. Nah, they raised both of them motherfuckers from babies. She birthed both of them motherfuckers for Will. So it's like, you've been together for a while. So kind of like some of this shit she might come out with, you're like, is that true? Ooh, is that real? As much as you might want to dispute it. But, it's just one of those things that you got to think about. And you got to just be like, why now? Like, after so long, I kept everything private. So you couldn't keep this private. You couldn't keep your mouth shut during a divorce. I mean, 7 years of separation. So apparently now it's time for a divorce. And now you just feel like you got to say something. You just can't keep your mouth shut. So, like, again, it's one of those things where you're going to have to go in and severely think about it. Like, well, do I want to believe what the fuck she's saying or what the fuck? I don't know. Now, again, as I said, I had something totally different to talk about. Totally different. And since this is my platform and it's the first show, the new episode, the first episode of the new season, new shows, and I promise you, I will be putting up more shows than I did last time. I know it's been about 2 years since y'all seen my face. I look terrible. Fuck that. I am old as hell. But I'm still here, and I'm still trying to do what I do so that y'all know I'm serious. But now, I want to get into what's been eating at my brain for a little while, because it's just something that I just feel like in this day and age, fairness is fairness. So whatever's fair is what's fair. So one should be as good as the other. But for some reason, in this situation, it's not. And that whole thing that I'm talking about is body imaging, because it seems like body imaging between the sexes are just two totally different things. All right. I wrote something on Facebook that basically, it was basically asking the question of why is it so different between men and women when it comes to body imaging and size? Like, it's easier for someone to look at a big woman and be like, oh, embrace yourself, girl, love your fluffiness, love who you are, this, that, and the third. And then 9 times out of 10, when you look at a big dude, it's more or less like, oh, you need to lose some weight, get in shape, da da da. The girls ain't gonna do this, the girls ain't gonna do that. Think about your health, this, that, and the third. So, like, why is it more discouraging for a big man than it is for a big woman? I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not sitting here trying to say, oh, well, so what are you trying to say? Yeah, we should just no. What I'm trying to say is that everybody, if it's okay for one to love themselves the way they are, then the other should be able to love themselves the way they are. I mean, there should be no harassing, no picking on, none of that. Like, to talk about somebody because of their weight and size, first off, is hurtful. Some people can't help the way that they are. Some people can't help the way that they came out. Some people can't help the way that their body developed. Some people have thyroid issues. It's a lot of things that you got to look into before you start going, well, you need to do this and you need to do that and you need to do this and you need to do that. Now, quite frankly, me, I don't really have a lot of issues other than the fact that I'm getting old, and there's been a reason y'all haven't seen me, saw me. Wow, really? My English is going bad. This is the reason y'all haven't seen me for a while. Like, I was working at Amazon, and I'm gonna tell anybody right now that if you work at Amazon, they work you like a slave. You can sue me all you want. I don't give a fuck. Fuck you and your fucking company. They work you like a slave. So I've really just been beat down, dead ass tired by the time I come in from work. All right. But I can tell you like this. I say that to say this. I started at Amazon at over 400 pounds, which is something that I try to keep away from people. I don't let people into my private life. If y'all know me, y'all know this. I say this 1,000 times. It's got to be something real that make me open up. And this situation is one of those situations that is just like, okay, well, I feel like I need to open up because y'all need to understand where I'm coming from and why I feel the way that I feel about the situation. Okay. Like, I started at Amazon well over 400 pounds. And by the time they let me go, and yes, they did let me go. I'm not going to lie to you. Fuck, Amazon is not the kind of job that you really want. Anyway, I had lost 80 pounds. Now, I'm grateful for that. But I say that to say that it's a thing where it's like if I was still the same size and same person that I was before I had the Amazon job, then I would still be getting the same, oh, well, you need to do this and you need to do that. And you need to think about your health and you need to slim down because women this and women that, da, da, da. And all the things that people throw at you. But now it's like I lost 80 pounds and everybody's like, oh, congratulations. And work harder to do this and do that and da, da, da. But yet if I was a female at whatever weight that I was at, it would always be like, you don't have, you just embrace yourself. Love who you are. Love your curves. Love your fluffiness. This, that, and the third. And I just don't understand why it has to be one over the other that way like that. I mean, you don't realize that a lot of men, and you can look this up. I do my fact checking and all of this. There are a lot of overweight men out there who feel unloved, unattracted, and this, that, and the third. And the mortality rate of overweight men is probably lower than a lot of, and I'm not even talking about like death from from a heart attack or anything like that. I'm talking about like suicides, shit like that, shit like that. That is real, and that is a real issue that people don't understand because it just everybody makes it seem like no one will accept a man for being who he is or how he is. It's like if you're not in that certain persona of what's supposed to be, then it's a problem. And I don't understand that. I don't get it. I don't like it. And at some point in time, somebody needs to sit me down and explain it to me. Make me understand how one is fair and one isn't. Because right now, I just see it as a bunch of bullshit. And y'all know I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna say it how I see it, and that's the way it is. And they haven't seen me for a while, so and anybody that's new that might come across this video, let me break it down to you. This is my place. I'm going to say what I want to say because you know what, to me, my opinion matters. My opinion matters to me, and I feel like I just want to get it out there to you. You can dispute it. You can leave comments. We can talk about it back and forth. But you know what? That's what the world is. The world is talking. The world is disputing. The world is not being able to see eye to eye, but working it out. And maybe some of y'all have a different opinion on it from the way I see it. But the way that I see it right now is that it's all one-sided. And the world has really been one-sided towards females. And before anybody goes, oh, he's a woman hater. Hell no. I am far from woman. I have 2 daughters. You know, the last thing I can tell you is that I'm a woman hater. What I am a hater of is unfairness. Because again, it is really unfair to make a man feel bad about who he is or how he looks when you turn around and you tell a woman to embrace who she is and how she looks. You can agree to disagree, and it's all good. That's how the world works. But like I said, if there's somebody out there that can sit me down and talk to me about it and explain it to me the way that it's supposed to be, then we can do that. We can talk. I have no problem with talking to anybody about anything. Once again, the show is unofficially brought to you by Seagram's Gin and Juice. Seagram's Gin and Juice, the best shit you can ever drink. Somebody getting a drunk dick tonight. Now, back to what I was saying. Yeah, cheap plug, cheap pop. Anybody at Seagram's that ever comes across this, holla at your boy. Trying to get some sponsors. It'd be a lot easier if I had somebody sponsoring me. Like, come on, what the hell? But between that's been on my mind and the whole Will and Jada situation, it's a lot going on. Now I know I haven't been here for about 2 years. I mean, there's a whole lot of shit that's been going on that's been on my mind that I could talk about. But I want to try to keep it narrowed down because my bipolar ass will just keep ranting and ranting and ranting and ranting. And I'm quite sure y'all don't really want that. Yeah, I gotta excuse the camera. I don't know what's wrong with my camera this time around. I think the lens is dirty. I'm not too sure, but whatever. The quality is a little dusty. So what else has been going on? Well, me myself, I got a new job, so I don't want y'all to worry about me about losing Amazon. I'm not really worrying about that. I'm good. I'm back in the work world. As you can see, I am at home base, not from the secret location today. Me and Nick Cole are kind of at which right now, you know, it's a little contract dispute. So we got to work that out. Basically, she wants one, and I'm not trying to offer one. But we got to work that out. I do miss Nick. Like, yeah, I mean, things are a lot better when I'm around her. You know what I'm saying? Like, this show flows a lot easier. It's a lot harder to do it by yourself. Trust me, I've done a lot of these by myself, and it's a lot easier when you have somebody else right next to you. So if you see this, Nick, get at me. Basically, we're gonna go on and off to the subject because, quite frankly, I have nothing else to do, and it's my time, and it ain't really time for me to end this program just yet. So we're gonna go on and off the subject, back and forth as it is. Anybody who tunes in, you see this, you want to make a comment, you watch it and then catch up to the live feed. You want to make a comment, leave a comment. I will get back to you at any point in time. I'm always checking my shows. I'm always checking to see what people have to say. I really do appreciate interaction. So if you have something to say on any subject you hear me talk about, get at me. I'll definitely get back at you. But as a big man, it's just kind of hard to know that people will be like, oh, well, you're cute, but if you lost some weight, like that's a little harsh to take, because it's like saying, well, okay, I like you, but just not the way you are. So, and I've always been the kind of person that's like, why should I change who I am to be accepted by somebody else? Because if you're changing who you are to be accepted by somebody else, that's not real. That's not the real you. That's, at the end of the day, I'm telling you right now, I've done it. I've tried it. And at the end of the day, after 2 or 3 months, you're not going to be happy with yourself. You're really not. You're going to sit there and be like, yo, I'm faking who I want to be to make somebody else happy just because I want to be with them. Which will bring me to another subject that's always been on my mind that I wanted to talk about too. Another thing I don't understand is men. I don't understand how men can like stay around and be in a toxic relationship just because you don't want to see that female with somebody else. It is not worth the bullshit that you are going through just because you can't picture her with someone else. I mean, I know situations that like that. I'm not gonna say anything on it right now on that personal issue, but I'm just saying I know situations. I've been in situations and I've been around situations like that, and I don't understand it. Me, I'm the kind of person that I just feel like if it's over, it's over. You know what I'm saying? If you don't feel like you need to be around me, or if I feel like I don't need to be around you anymore, I'm going to let you know. Because it is not worth me going, oh, well, you know what? I just can't picture her. I'm a grown ass man. And unless you're like 16 fucking years old, there should be no fucking reason that you're sitting there going, oh, well, if I let her go, she's going to be with this nigga and that nigga. Why do you fucking care? Like, seriously, like, why do you care? Why hold on to something that's making you miserable just because you can't see it with someone else? But you can see yourself with someone else. Don't think it's fair. And again, as I said about the last topic, which was basically the whole point of the whole video, I'm a kind of person that I don't hate on shit because of this, that, and the third. I hate on shit when I feel that it's unfair. And it's just unfair. It's not only unfair to her, it's unfair to yourself. It's unfair to yourself because at the end of the day, whatever you do now, if you get caught up, now you're gonna be labeled as a cheater for the rest of your life. And really, you weren't cheating. You were just unhappy where you were at, but you didn't want to let that situation go. See, shit like that is something that I could never ever understand. But again, I think differently than a lot of other people. But at some point in time, you got to realize that, you know what? I got to think about myself, my happiness, my mental health. And I've always talked about mental health because mental health is important. Mental health, if you lose your mental health, you're out doing shit that you would never, ever do. And then you get caught up And you're like, well, I wasn't in my right state of mind. Well, you think they want to hear that you wasn't in your right state of mind? Fuck that. You going down. You went down because you fucked up. You fucked up because you mentally blew yourself out because you could have just took the easy road and said, fuck it. But people don't think like that. So, where does that leave me? Because at the end of the day, regardless of what, I'm always thinking about where does that leave me? Now that leaves me in the same situation that leaves a lot of other people, but I handle it better than than a lot of other people handle it. Yes, I have been at the end of my rope. Yes, I have been down that barrel where it's like, you know what? If I had a gun, I'd put it to my head and blow my fucking brains out. But you know why I haven't done that? Because at the end of the night, I lay down, I go to sleep, I wake up the next day, and I think about it and go, you know what? It's just not worth it. You know why it's not worth it? Because even if your odds are 1 in 10, meaning that every 1 in 10 people you talk to, that 10th person will be the one that will be the one for you, or be the one that you feel, or be the one that's feeling you. That is still an open opportunity. Now, if you're telling me your chances are 0 out of 10, 0 out of 20, 0 out of 15, if that's how you feel on a daily basis, well, truth be told, do what you got to do. But always know that there is a 1 in 10 chance. 1 in 10. That means take your ass outside and talk to people. Because that 10th person you talk to will be the person that goes, you know what? I like it. You know, let's go. Let's learn about each other. Things like that. But also realize that at the end of the day, that number is still always going to be the same. So that means when that first relationship goes bad, it ain't worth sticking around. It ain't worth going through trauma. It ain't worth getting your ass cut. It ain't worth cursing people out. It ain't worth cheating on a motherfucker. It just means just let it go and go through the process of 1 through 10 again. It's just like getting a job. If you get fired from a job, what are you going to do when you get fired from a job? You're going to sit there and not get another job ever again in life? No. You got to go through the process of finding another job to work. Same principle. So basically, at the end of the day, what I'm saying is, because this is not gonna be one of those long. I'm not gonna do one of those long shows right now. Got a lot of things I gotta handle today. Business I gotta do. At the end of the day, basically, what I'm trying to say is, I feel like if it's okay for a woman to embrace who she is, then let a man embrace who he is. Let a man go, you know what? Yeah. I mean, because I say this all the time. Yeah, I'm big. So what? But I'm not ugly. I'm not dumb. I'm not out, I'm not one of those guys that's just like, oh, well, I'm here to get this and get that and get the third. I'm a good dude. I'm a father. I'm a working man. I'm an entrepreneur. I try to do the best that I can do to do whatever I can to make myself known by other people. And with that being said, I don't ever feel like that I should feel that because I am the size that I am nobody. Because at the end of the day, I am somebody. And you are somebody. And if you need to watch this video to make you feel better about who the fuck you are, then that's what the fuck you need to do. Because sometimes, as I've said before on my Facebook page, sometimes you need to change who the hell you are to make people respect who the fuck you were. And with that being said, so what I gotta realize, I'm back. I'm gonna be back. And the next time I come back, we're gonna talk a little bit longer. It's your man Rolan Biuntz. Had a great time. Enjoy yourself. I hope you get something out of this video. If nothing else, leave me a comment. Let me know what's going on. I'll check y'all later. Peace.